No, we're not live.
We're not?
Nope. There's something. Uh, Remove destination from the broadcast. The Doug Connection TV. Okay. Save change. We're live right now. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Technology. I don't know where we are. At least live.
Yeah, right.
And we are at least broadcasting on YouTube right now. There's an issue with Facebook. We cannot resolve, but nevertheless, we can record that on YouTube, and then we'll post it on the Facebook, our different pages on Facebook after the fact.
Yeah,
It's
if there's
not-
anybody watching, if you could let us know that you see us and that you hear us.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Facebook on my iPhone and I can't get it.
Yeah.
It's having a problem. So
Nevertheless, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
happy Thanksgiving.
So,
Yeah.
Kathy, topic today is adoption.
Dog adoption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have this is a season, the time of the year where people think, oh, it's a good idea. I will get a dog for my kids.
Yeah, let's get a puppy for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have puppy in the puppy mill, or they have puppy at the shelter, or they have dog at the shelter. Either way, I would prefer to go to the shelter and get a dog there. But before we go there, we need to be aware, especially if it's your first dog, you need to be aware of a number of factors. And Cathy is an expert in dogs. And one of the factors to be aware of, the dog is alive. It's a moving, living thing in your house with your children. So what are the care we need to have for this little living being there, Cathy?
Right. Well, the first thing that you want to do when you the first is if you're going to adopt a pet at a shelter, or even if you go and you get one at a store, you have to realize that you're going to have this dog for a long period of time. And especially if you get them from a shelter, you don't know what their background is. But puppies are cute and everything is really cute, but you forget about the fact that they poop, they pee, they chew, they keep you up all night, they run away, they do a lot of things that you might not know how to do.
Mhm.
So if you are going to adopt a dog, make certain that your kids get to meet that dog first before you bring it home.
Mhm.
Because bringing a puppy home is a fun thing to do, but what if there isn't a connection there? And I know that that's a wonderful surprise and everything else, but maybe what you can do is take your kids to the shelter, have them pick out a dog, and then tell them, well, that's nice, but we really can't have one. But see how they're going to interact before you go ahead and adopt a dog.
Mhm.
That's the real issue.
Right. There's another issue we need to address, I think, is the topic of training. And surprisingly, not only the dog need to be trained, but the owner need to be trained also. I would like to share an anecdote involving my wife, Geneviève.
Yeah.
Some years ago, a friend of ours, a teacher, she called Geneviève and she said, would you mind to take care of my dog, Duke, and come to the house like once in the morning around noontime, lunchtime, take him out, give him a walk, make sure he has water and this and that. And my wife said, no. Gaetan would be much better to do that. I'm afraid of dog. And our friend said, "Don't worry, I'll train you." And she trained Genevieve to be familiar with dog, how to approach them, how to interact with them. And it is going very, very well for her. Since that time, she has no fear of dogs. And since that time, she has a better understanding how the dog behave and how to interact with the dog that do and that don't. So
Yeah.
training is not only for the dog, it's also for the owner, especially if you have children, even adult. Us adults, we have a lot of preconceived, how you say that in English?
Yeah, preconceived.
Preconceived about the owning a dog, and the dog will go like this, I'll do this, and I'll talk with that. If you don't do that, I'll be upset, and so on and so forth. But it's not working like that. It's not the way it is working.
Right.
Can you?
Well, there's another issue here too. I don't know if any of you have ever seen pictures of or videos of kids that are climbing all over the dog. They're pulling on the tail, they're pulling on the ears, and people are videotaping that, and they think it's funny. Now, if that child got bit, that would be a big, huge problem, because now the dog is no good. The dog bit the baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are thinking when they get animals into their house or pets into their house, that they feel that it's okay, because and actually that is a form of abuse to the
Yeah.
dog, pulling on its tail and things like that. So your kids have to be trained, and you have to be trained about what to expect from that dog the second they come in your home. And it's a wonderful thing during the holidays to give a dog as a gift to a family. It truly is. Just know your limitations, know what you can expect and what you can expect from the dog. Treat it as though you were adopting a child. This dog needs to be taken step by step into your house through the various things, knowing, let him smell, let him sniff around, hear her sniff, and get to know everyone.
Mm-hmm. There's a phase we need to be acquainted, and the size is not a sign of safety, quote unquote. The behavior is a sign of safety. A small dog can be more voracious than a large dog for children, and it's not because your dog is 5 pounds or 6 pounds that it's not dangerous for the kid. So be aware of that. And the other part of the dog, they are alive, so they need to be fed. We have to take care of their business. When they do some business, we have to train them in that regard. We have also to train them to interact with us, and that's require patience and a good dose of psychology and sensitivity, and see what the dog is looking for, what his behavior is.
Mm-hmm.
And then little by little you learn the language of the dog to facilitate that formal training for both the dog and the owner. And last week I was at the Narnia, a pet training center in Plainfield near Naperville, Illinois. And I attend a class there as an observer. And there's as much training to the owner than there's a training to the dog. Because I would say 75% of the topic or instruction goes to the owner to train to behave with the dog and train the dog or make the dog to sit or stand or stay. It's the trainer we need to be trained, not the dog. And when the trainer is trained, then the dog can follow instruction. But the other way around is not working. It's not by barking at the dog that the dog will sit and will be happy and this and that. So adoption is nice, but be aware of what you're getting involved with.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and Gaetan, the dog connection, this is exactly what we are trying to get across to people, that you have to learn, and the dog has to learn, and together with that connection, then you'll have a happy family.
Yes.
So adopting a dog is only your first step.
That's
Remember,
correct.
you've got to clean up the poop. You got to feed them. You have to
Yeah.
walk them. You have to give them discipline. You have to do a lot of things, and you have to educate your kids. So I already said that, but I'm saying it again. So that's the Dog Connection. That's why we're doing this.
Yes. And it's Thanksgiving, and we were talking about adoption. And we have something we have ready to show. And I have some video from that Kathy prepare. And I'll let you, Kathy, introduce which video we want to present first. And
Okay. I think what we want to do is talk about Dr. Rourke. Okay. Dr. Peter Rourke, I don't know if you remember, he was on the show a while ago. He's from Dog is My Co-Pilot. He's a retired medical doctor, and he has a plane that he had converted. He has rescued many, many dogs, I think over 13, 14, 15,000 dogs that are being prevented from being euthanized. So he transports them from one shelter to a safe location on his plane. Well, unbeknownst to Dr. Rourke, he was honored by the Petco Foundation with the 2019 Love in Action Award for the work that Dog is My Co-Pilot is doing.
Yeah.
And his daughter, Taylor, was there with him, along with his right hand, Kara. And we want to show you that video. Now, Dr. Rourke has given us permission to show this. So let's show the video about Dr. Rourke. We're so proud of you. So proud of you. Well done.
Thank you, Doctor. So let me use the technology here. Pray the God of technology for us to be able to share the screen.
Do the audio.
Screen. We'll try that. Yes, Chrome tab, audio, and Love in Action. I'm sharing this. Oops. Full screen, audio.
An organization that literally puts their love into action to save animals across the country. This year's award goes to Dr. Peter Rourke and Dog is My Co-Pilot from Jackson, Wyoming.
Dog is My Co-Pilot partners with over 100 animal welfare organizations, transporting animals that are at risk of euthanasia to loving families that in 15 Western states that are ready and waiting to adopt them.
And they do it by flying them there in a private aircraft at no cost to the organization receiving them. Not only is this efficient and affordable, but every animal transported improves 2 lives. The pet passenger and the new adopter who gains a family member. So let's take a look.
Dane Brown, Animal Rescue Flight 7 Papa Romeo Alpha 4 for Castle and Custom.
My name is Peter Rourke. I'm the president, founder, and pilot for Dog is My Co-Pilot. I'm a retired orthopedic surgeon. I've been a pilot for over 50 years. And 7 years ago, I started as a nonprofit to transport dogs out of the high-risk shelters to those facilities that will never put down a healthy animal.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
It's always good to see him because he is a longtime friend, been flying for, our animals for 7 years now. Because they euthanize when it's full.
Yeah.
And it's full 98% of the time.
Well, hopefully we can distribute 150 golden tickets tomorrow
Yes.
to their new lives. When I first started this, I had no idea how big the problem was. I went home right away, took out all the seats in the airplane. I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to save as many as we possibly can. Kara is my executive director, and she's my ground control. She's amazing. She knows all the individuals, all the personalities, all the locations.
In 7 years, Peter has grown Dog is My Co-Pilot to flying 3,000 animals a year.
We serve primarily the 12 western states, all over in the south, and then we fly them north. So we have about 45 or 50 receiving partners for these animals. And tomorrow we're going to fly number 13,000, and I couldn't be more proud about that.
To think that more than 13,000 lives have been saved by one man, one plane, and a pilot with a huge heart is incredibly inspiring.
We're at the shelter in Merced loading up the animals for our flight today to Seattle, Spokane, Thompson Falls, Missoula, and Folsom, Montana. We're going to have about 150 animals on board. Every flight is a little different. The challenges of loading the aircraft, the challenges of the weather. Occasionally we'll have to cancel a flight because of weather. My favorite reason for canceling a flight is that there aren't enough animals to transport. Sadly, though, we don't run into that very often. What we're after is saving as many animals as we can, those that didn't have a chance. But for the Petco Foundation to step up and really help us, we couldn't do it without them. It's really become something larger than I ever thought it ever would be. Before, when I was practicing as an orthopedic surgeon, I'd spend 12, 14 hours a day indoors. You should see the view from my office now.
Beautiful view of Crater Lake. What do you think?
Peter willing to fly them to other agencies who could take them on means those animals get that second chance. So it's really important to us.
I'm not the hero here. I'm the transport. The real heroes are the people who walk into the shelters every single day.
Fighting for these dogs and cats to have a second chance at life, and we couldn't be more excited to watch these dogs fly out to their forever homes.
Well, since forging the partnership with Peter and Dog is My Co-Pilot, we've been able to up our adoptions by hundreds of animals and saving so many more lives.
I think Peter embodies what love in action is.
Thanks for following Dog is My Co-Pilot. We couldn't do it without your help.
Wow. That is definitely love in action, or we should say love in flight.
Here to accept the award is Dr. Peter Rourke.
Wow. We never saw this coming, actually. And this is Kara. She's my ground control. They're just the two of us, running this thing. She does all the coordination. I do all the flying, the loading, and that. And so we stay very busy. I started this 7 years ago, not really knowing what I was doing until I met Sharon Lohman, who is running the Merced New Beginnings organization in Merced, California. And they would load up 20, 30 animals in the van and drive them to Seattle or Missoula and, spend 16 hours one way. And I said, Sharon, I can knock that flight off in 3.5 hours and be home by happy hour. So we started that with a much smaller aircraft. And then after one especially cramped flight, my daughter Taylor, who's sitting over here with her husband Lane, convinced me to get a much larger plane. And that's really when the numbers took off. So I can't tell you how flattered and grateful we are to the Petco Foundation and everything you're doing for Dog is My Co-Pilot. And really want to say from our hearts, thank you so much.
Hey, we're back.
Dr. Rourke, we just want to thank you so very much. This is truly a Thanksgiving. Thank
Yes.
you for giving of your services and of your time and everything else. What a great story that is, and what an honor.
Yes. And
Yeah.
Love in Action is a very, very good title, or because it's also translated into compassion.
Yeah.
Compassion for animals, for living beings. And that's very, very unique. Good job. Kudo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very, we're very thankful for what he's doing.
Right. Yeah. So, I just checked, Gaetan, and we are not on Facebook, but I did check on other pages.
We're on
and
YouTube.
yeah, but we can't. We can't post anything on Facebook right now, so they
No.
must be having some
Yes.
glitches.
There's some glitches. We have one viewer, I believe.
That's from YouTube. That's us. I went over to YouTube. I tried to share the link to YouTube so people could come on here, but we can't post anything. So, oops. Oh well. All right.
Okay. We're looking at ourselves right now.
Yeah.
But seriously, adoption is a great thing. Saving life is even more important. And the work done there is amazing. 13,000 life, 7 years work. It's a lot of work. It's not easy, but very, very impressive work. Thank you.
Yes. And at Thanksgiving time now too, you got to remember that if your dogs are, first off, I made a video for us to see, and it's about, I don't know how many of you include your dogs for Thanksgiving. So it's a little bit cute and it's a little bit uplifting. But your dogs are family too. However, just like everyone else, some have diabetes, some have problems. You can't feed your dogs everything. So you got to be careful what you feed them, that it's not going to hurt their little tummies. Like chocolate is a no. The skin of the turkey is a no. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to have a short show today. We know the short show.
Yes. Short show.
Yeah.
So we're doing the Thanksgiving video.
We're doing the Thanksgiving video. Yeah.
It's on your side.
Yes, you have to share the screen though first.
I'm sharing the screen right now.
Okay, and then here we go.
Great.
Okay, that was it.
Thank
That
you
was
so
it.
much. That was nice, Kathy.
Yeah, that was cute. Yeah, just
Mhm.
a little uplifting thing to let the dogs know that they're included. I saw a lot of costumes that people have for them, and I had so many pictures. I just didn't know which ones to take because some of them were really, really cute. But I think I'll post them anyway if we can post on
Yeah,
Facebook. Who
I'm
knows?
sure it will come back. It's
Oh
probably
yeah,
too much
yeah,
traffic today.
yeah, because of Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Mhm.
So okay, I guess
Hap-
that's our show for today, huh?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy
And
Thanksgiving.
we'll see you very soon next week.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
We're doing the exit.
Yes.
Okay.
1,
2.
2, 3.